Marvel's The Eternals comes to theaters Friday, November 9th. Oscar-winning director Chloe Zhao uses naturalistic landscapes to explore the story of the Eternals, a group of aliens who've been living on Earth for thousands of years, watching over us and protecting us, except for all the moments in the previous Marvel movies when they weren't around to actually protect us. But with over 8,000 characters and 25 movies, it's hard to keep track of who's who in this Marvel cinematic universe. Have you seen the Eternals in anything before? Not that we're aware of, but we have seen their creators, the Celestials. Who are these group of gigantic space robots that created a race of people to watch the Earth?
Are they our gods?
Here's everything I think you might need to know about the Celestials before you watch Marvel's The Eternals! We start with Guardians of the Galaxy. So we meet a young Peter Quill in 1980s Missouri, and this boy's called Star-Lord by his mother because she says his father was an angel. In one of the saddest scenes in a Marvel movie ever, we watch as Peter loses his mother to cancer. Without even a second to grieve, Peter's immediately abducted by aliens? The aliens are a group of space pirates called the Ravagers, and they raise Peter to be a space pirate himself, and he goes by the name Star-Lord. Who? So Peter steals this orb, and he runs into some other outlaws who also want the orb. So they compromise to turn it in together to this guy called the Collector who's going to pay him a bunch of space money for it. And the Collector lives inside of a place called Nowhere, which is the decapitated head of a Celestial. That right there is your first Celestial. And it's being mined for a bunch of gooey brain chunks that aliens are going to sell on the space black market. So they show the orb to Benicio del Toro, right? And he's like, this isn't just an orb. This has the purple stone of power. That's right, an infinity gem. And it has the power to kill all kinds of things. Boom. See that right there? That's a Celestial. Again, holding the stone of power. Oh no, that's crazy. That's too much. No thank you. So later in the movie, they're fighting this bad guy Ronan over the purple power stone, and Peter grabs a hold of it with his bare hands, which no human being should be able to do because it's immense space energy, right? And they're like, what? How is he able to do that? Maybe because who his daddy was. Guardians of the Galaxy, Volume 2. After crash landing on a planet, this handsome old bearded dude showed up and he's like, hey Peter, I'm your dad. What? And so they go to his dad's planet. And by his planet, I mean he is the planet. His name's Ego, the living planet, and he is a Celestial. And so originally he was his brain floating in space, and he developed a planet around himself. And then he gave himself a corporeal body to walk around, meeting babes and having babies. So that means that Peter is half Celestial. All right, but here's the thing. Peter's dad, not a great guy. He's actually had millions of children before Peter, none of whom could satisfy his ability to replicate himself. And so there's just a pile of bones at the bottom of his planet. Then he tells Peter that he put the cancer inside of his mom. And Peter's like, no thank you. Peter immediately starts shooting his dad, but he can't kill him. But then they do kill him with a giant bomb that blows him up. And then he turns into just a weird little pile of ash. But in killing his dad, Peter also loses his powers as a Celestial. So who are these giant space robot creatures that walk across the Earth and are ancient and have put the Eternals on Earth for us to deal with? We don't know, but we'll find out when we watch Marvel's The Eternals. Wow, what an interesting and valuable story I just told to you through voiceover. If you like this video, leave a comment below that says, hey, I liked your video. If you didn't like it, please tell me so I can stop making them. Have fun at the movies.